With each month that passes by, we are only getting closer and closer to the official release of Star Wars Episode 9 by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one aspect of Episode 9 that a lot of people are really curious about right now is, of course, this new threat in this movie, this new villain, if you will, that will make Kylo Ren feel a whole lot more vulnerable at a certain point in time in the second and third act of the movie. Now, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are really, keeping this villain a big secret when it comes to visual stuff, so I highly doubt that we're going to even get a glimpse of this new villain in the official poster, or maybe even the teaser trailer at that. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc., one of which has all to do with the new villain in Episode 9. Specifically, it's described that the new villain in the film is based off of a popular Legends character from the Star Wars The Old Republic timeline that many fans are familiar with. Additionally, it's described that the new villain in Episode 9 will be used as a way of filling in Snoke's backstory and is connected to Snoke's origins. It's said that the villain will also have ties to the new Star Wars trilogy that is being developed by the creators of Game of Thrones, and that this character will also change fans' views of the way the Force works. The character is planned to also introduce the idea of using the Force between both the dark and the light side of the Force. So I want to go over a couple of parts about all of this and as to why I am very interested in this new threat in Episode 9. Now, first things first, the big thing that I do want to go over about all of this has all to do with the new villain's origins. Now, this new villain is going to be connected to Snoke's origins as well as Snoke's backstory and stuff like that. Not saying that the new villain is Snoke, however, this new villain is going to be attached to Snoke's origins and his backstory, so it's very likely, perhaps, that maybe this new villain is the same exact species of Snoke or something around those lines. The other thing that I do want to go over is how this character is actually said to be based off of a popular Star Wars Legends character, specifically from the Old Republic timeline, that a lot of hardcore fans are very familiar with. So for all we know, this new villain could very well be tightly based on the character of Darth Revan or Darth Malgus or Darth Nihilus for all we know. And I believe that this also ties directly into what we actually learned about a couple of weeks ago, that when it comes to the Beyond in Episode 9, a very important element that will be used in this movie, the Beyond is actually a location somewhere within the Star Wars universe. We actually learned that a lot of ancient Sith Lords have actually traveled there and never returned. So it's very possible that this character is an actual ancient Sith Lord, making his way back to, of course, the location of the First Order and the Resistance, and basically bringing his army into this whole entire fight between both the First Order and the Resistance in Episode 9. So, like I said, we do know that there are going to be two villains in this movie, at least so far. One main villain that will be used in the second and third act of the film, and a more minor villain that's going to be a female villain known as Samara. So, what's really intriguing to me about all of this is that not only this, this new character is actually going to be based off of one of the major characters from the Old Republic timeline, and that this character is actually going to be tied into the new Star Wars trilogy by the creators of Game of Thrones. So this also matches directly up with what we heard not too long ago, that Disney and Lucasfilm plan to connect the new trilogy lightly to Star Wars Episode 9, and that there will be an element within Episode 9 that is going to really tease of what's to come for the new Star Wars trilogy, and will also open up possibilities for those films by David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. So, like I say, guys, I am very impressed with what J.J. Abrams is really trying to put together for this movie. I don't know if you guys saw the leaked poster just yesterday. We got our very first look at the Knights of Ren, and let me tell you, do they look amazing. I cannot wait to see these guys in action. So, this new villain, like I say, I'm not quite sure if he's a Sith Lord, or if he's somewhere around the lines of, something like the Yuzong Vong or something like that. We really don't know who he or she really is in this particular scenario. So this whole entire new villain that will be used in Episode 9, we're not quite sure if this one is actually related to the Samara character or the other character that is the male villain. But this new villain, alright, is going to actually be connected to Snoke's origins and his backstory, as well as having a deep connection to the new Star Wars trilogy, and is going to be based off of an actual popular character from Star Wars The Old Republic. So guys, I gotta say, I mean, we do know that Chris Terrio does a lot of the digging when it comes to Legends and EU content for Star Wars Episode 9. He's familiar with some of that stuff. So you can most definitely thank, you know, Chris Terrio for doing a lot of that Legends references in Star Wars Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.